Now it's quite important to know something about Mustel, his invention about undulation stops, so-called harpiolienne, voix celeste, and what's all about. We will let you hear and to show you what happens when an unisono sound will come in between. And that makes these instruments so important because how does it sound? Well, like I said before, unisono is 4/4-2. In addition to this instrument, it's tuned at 4/4-2.0 at a certain temperature in 74.6 Fahrenheit. That's for America. That's about 23 Celsius. In that sense, the unisono has been tuned like that. It's completely ready. We finished all the celeste sounds, but how does it sound? You have to know, you have to realize again, Mustel did use the unisono. The first reed tuned 3 Hz lower and the second reed 3 Hz higher. And slowly they become closer to each other to a certain point that the speed of the undulation will stay for a long while the same, and then it goes a little bit higher up and more to the bass it goes a bit slower. If you change that too much, it sounds a bit weird. To let you hear, we start with the voix celeste. But the funny thing is, if you put a unisono reed in between, you get something else. You do here half speed undulation. And that means with 2 stops you can create a third sound. I go back. I don't change wind, because if I change the wind in the pedals, expression, you can influence this speed also. Every harmonium player knows that. Now we go to the harpiolienne in the bass. And we will open the metaphone to hear the sound correctly. Oh, there is a funny thing we need to know. We go back to the voix celeste and we will hear that the voix celeste has at the same point in the keyboard the same speed in undulation. Very important, because like Siegfried Karg-Elert wrote for left and right hand 2 different things, but the sound need to be the same. I'm not a real player, I make fun, but I test the harmonium or reed organ. So you can do something with the harpiolienne by taking the number 3, the clairon. It helps to slow down the undulation a little bit. And composers did use that. We go back now to the harpiolienne number 8, 8 feet in the treble. Oh, let us pick the harpiolienne back again in the bass, and you get exactly the same, and that means we go up till... Oh, I forgot to open the metaphone. that makes tuning of these kind of voices or reed stops so difficult, because exactly the unisono in the middle means you have to tune really with 0.1 or 2 ciphers behind the point to make them equal. And that makes it so nice. They sound equal, but now I can use them both the same. Uh-oh, I'm back in the treble. So now we move on. And now it comes. We take the number 4 and we get the same like with the voix celeste and the clarinet, half speed. So with 2 stops you create a third sound. And that means for a composer, oh, I can play with that. And in that sense, if you are going back then to the voix celeste, now we take the clarinet, the number 2. And in that sense, Kark Elert did use that I forgot that word. Well, especially together also with the number 8. And the baritone. The funny thing is, if you go back to the voix celeste, you also can take the musette and you close the metaphone. Instead of the clarinet. The clarinet has a bright, thick, deep sound, and the musette is more overtoned, which makes the voix celeste a bit louder, but still half speed. So in that sense, we can play with the celeste sounds in 2 different ways. Well, in that sense, hopefully somebody can deal with that, but it is not easy to do this tuning because you need your time. And again, you have to fine tune because reeds will walk away. And then you do it again, especially the highest notes from the number 8, they need the most time. But if you touch them carefully, they will stay alive.